One of the biggest pitfalls of keeping goldfish is choosing the right tank mates. Even though they are sold along with tropical fish, goldfish care requirements are quite different. They also have some unique characteristics that can make choosing the right tank mate quite tricky. Welcome to the Aquarium Fish Keepers channel. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We don't want you to miss any of our videos. So, we will first look at the various criteria that can make a fish a good tank mate for goldfish. And then, we will choose the 7 best tank mates for goldfish. Temperament. Goldfish are very docile, and they need equally docile fish. Any fish that is even slightly aggressive will go after the delicate fins of the goldfish. This is especially true in the case of some of the really fancy varieties, as they are often poor swimmers, and sometimes they even have compromised vision. Ideally, peaceful fish that mind their own business are perfect as tank mates. Level of activity. This is something that is often overlooked, but is just as important when it comes to choosing tank mates. Not all goldfish are born the same. Some are active, while others are more subdued. This also means that they have different requirements when it comes to the flow rate. Some are strong swimmers and have body growth that would get infected in an aquarium with a low flow rate, while others have shortcomings in the fin department that would make them useless in an aquarium with a strong current. So, choosing fish with a similar level of activity is paramount for the well-being of all the fishes involved. Size. Goldfish, while being docile, have a big appetite. They will literally eat anything that they can fit in their mouth, and that can include other fish as well. So tank mates should be large enough to not inadvertently end up as food for the goldfish. There are some exceptions to this rule. Small fish that are very quick and can keep their distance from the ever-active mouths of those enthusiastic feeders can be kept with them. Care requirements. The final piece of the puzzle is in the care requirements. Goldfish are often mistaken as tropical fish, but in reality, they are cold water fish. This makes them incompatible with most of the popular fish in the aquarium trade. There is usually no middle ground between the conditions needed by tropical fish and cold water fish, and that can make it almost impossible to keep these two types of fish together. Thankfully, there are other cold water fish and fish that do well in both conditions, and these can make great tank mates for your goldfish. Now that we have gotten the eligibility criteria out of the way, let's take a look at the 7 best tank mates for your goldfish. Bristlenose PLECO. We will start with the humble PLECO. Almost all PLECOs make for poor tank mates for the goldfish, as they can attach themselves to the body of the goldfish to suck on the protective slime on their body. This only happens with the larger plecos, and the bristlenose is a very happy exception to that. It can tolerate all the conditions that goldfish thrive in, and these plecos don't require any additional care. The only trouble you might run into is with feeding. Target feeding them with sinking pellets and wafers at night usually does the trick. HOPLO catfish. Even though spiny fish should be avoided, this catfish poses no risk to the goldfish. They are docile and keep to themselves. They also grow large enough to avoid ending up as fodder for the goldfishes. Another advantage of keeping this catfish as a tank mate for goldfish is that it won't get outcompeted for food, as it can be quite active when it is feeding time. PLATY. This is a gem of a fish that can be as pretty as your goldfish and add even more character to the tank. It is a live bearer, but do not worry about ending up with a large population of platies in your aquarium. The goldfish will take care of that. Water parameters and temperature needs are almost identical for both, and that, along with their healthy appetite, make them a cool addition to a goldfish aquarium. Rosy barbs. While almost all barbs are compatible with goldfish when it comes to water conditions, most of them make for poor tank mates, as they're either aggressive or semi-aggressive, with a penchant for fin nipping. Most barbs will leave the goldfish without any fins overnight, which is the last thing any hobbyist would want to see. However, rosy barbs are an excellent deviation from that rule. They are very docile and timid, and won't bother the goldfish. There is even a fancier variety known as the Longfin Rosy Barb, which can give the goldfish a run for their money aesthetically. Danios. To be more specific, zebra Danios and giant Danios make for great options as tank mates for goldfish. Zebra Danios are small but very active and can keep out of the way of the goldfish. Giant Danios, as the name suggests, are larger. Both these fish are schooling fish and should be kept in groups of at least 6. The only thing you need to look out for is to make sure that the goldfish get enough to eat, as the Danios are even more active when it comes to feeding. DOJO loach. If you have large goldfish and a large tank, then the DOJO loach can make for an exciting new addition to the tank. Their eel-like features and fascinating mannerisms make them quite fun to watch. They have an easygoing temperament and won't cause any problems for the goldfish. Just to make sure the aquarium has a sandy substrate, as anything else will hurt the loach. Banded CORYDORAS. CORYDORAS catfish are among the most popular freshwater fish, but generally they are quite small, and their diminutive nature can make them vulnerable to being eaten by the goldfish. However, the banded CORYDORAS can reach sizes of almost 4 inches, and they too thrive in similar conditions as goldfish do. They are excellent cleaners and can help with all the mess that goldfish tend to create. It is worth remembering that these aren't the only fishes that can be kept as tank mates for goldfish, but these 7 are a great place to start. What other fish have you housed or thought of housing with your goldfish? Comment it below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.